What up, Liam?
Hi, boys. How you doing? Welcome to another coffee break. We are fresh from an amazing episode with Jets from LM.
Yeah.
Nidhi brought all the goods and she's so warm and like knows the industry so beautifully. And like her shout out, my cup is full of...
Got the feels going.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Main takeaway being it's just like very simple. Listen to your consumer and hear them.
Yep.
That is the biggest thing that was like the takeaway. And I think a lot of people aren't doing that. It could be as simple as like just your customers or doing like a little survey or diving deeper, but just listen and see where the market's at, you know?
Yeah, talking to people and just asking what they need and not just going down the rabbit hole of check boxes, you know? I think that was the key thing she said.
And it was pretty cool that Marzocco did that report. I mean, often you feel like you might see companies doing that if they're trying to hawk some goods or sell some stuff. And don't get me wrong, Marzocco in the Future of Coffee report definitely had some of their products and how they've worked into those points. But you could see that they really reached outside of themselves, spoke to people in the industry, spoke to roasters. And the biggest thing that Jet said was we were creating this report to kind of change the negative narrative around specialty coffee that the media is portraying. A big one of that is, don't go anywhere, we're going to have a quick word from one of our sponsors, Apax Lab. Elevate your coffee experience with Apax Lab mineral concentrates. Apax Lab's precision-engineered formulas, including tonic, jam, and lilac, are designed to enhance the coffee's natural flavors. Not going to change it, it's just going to enhance it. It's going to bring out the vibrant acidity, the rich sweetness, or if you use lilac, it might bring out those delicate floral notes that you've been looking for. Trusted by world-class cafes and even barista champions, Apax Lab helps you unlock your coffee's full potential. Discover more at apaxlab.com. Wait, where was that again, Sonam?
The internet.
Oh, okay. Thought he was going to say the website. Thanks. Today's episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsors at Eco Barista. The reason I sound like this is because they got massages at our stand at Mice, and so I'm getting a massage while recording this message for you. They're the best sponsor of the pod that we could have had. They have the best eco products. This probably sounds really pornographic, but it's not. I'm just getting a massage. They have the best eco-friendly coffee products. They got coffee bags that you can design yourself. They got cups. They got iced coffee cups. They got everything you need. So make sure to support them because they support us. Head to ecobarista.com.au and get 15% off your first purchase when you sign up. Oh, mama, that's good. A big one of that is that in Australia, a cup of coffee is going to be $12 and everyone down talking it. They're trying to set up roasters and cafes with the tools needed to see what's coming in the future, but also change the narrative to be like, this is where the world is actually at right now and here's how you provide value.
Yeah, opportunity, I think, was the other big thing, that it wasn't just about the negative and doom and gloom, but it was like, where's our chance to improve things?
Yeah, absolutely. Was there anything else from the episode that stood out to you, Benny Bick and all?
Oh, look, we're both kind of marketing geeks talking about branding stuff. And I think that Jet's kind of journey there is kind of self-taught marketer. I mean, it was pretty amazing, where she's got to.
Head of La Marzocco Home, Mod Bar, Australia, like insane.
Yeah. And just such a cool brand that must be so interesting to be steering that ship and kind of having a global brand and Australian representation and all of that legacy to work with. It's kind of so much story.
To those listening in the coffee industry, like, look at that story of her biggest thing was she's like, I didn't study marketing. I didn't have a degree in it. She's like, I'm an inquisitive person. I just ask questions. Why does this happen? Why do people want this coffee? Why are they willing to pay more over there but not here, or vice versa? Just ask questions and lead yourself there. And it's pretty inspirational, I think, to see where she's gotten and what she's accomplished. And it should be a good kind of kick in the bum or inspiration, not a kick in the bum, whether you like a positive kick in the bum, an inspiration for people to be like, there are so many avenues that you can take in the coffee industry, and that's just one of them.
Yeah, I think if you're wanting to move out of the barista role, or you're kind of considering where your different career paths could go, is just kind of learning as much as you can, asking different people, and then thinking about how do you solve problems in that area. Whether it be roasting, whether it be production, marketing, whatever it happens to be, like, how do I kind of understand this part of the market and get better at it?
Yeah. All right. Now, over the week, we put out a little question to our Instagram followers, just kind of getting some questions for the podcast that we could answer. So I reckon we kind of do this rapid fire. We try to keep it as quick as possible and just go through. The first one we had is, what would you both be doing if you weren't working in coffee?
Ooh. Well, for me, I always had this dream of like being a chef, and I think that just would not have worked out very well.
Well, mine's similar. I'm like, maybe food in some way, but I don't want to be a chef. I don't want to be working that high stress environment. So maybe it'd just be like recipe creation, or I guess you live in a world now where you can just make meals on the internet and get away with it.
Just hit the button and go. No, look, I reckon for me, what I studied at university, I would have gone back to, I think, because I really actually enjoyed it.
Which was?
Total geek, not even just coffee geek. The geek is just in there. But I was doing computer game design.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, that's what I studied. And it was like that convergence.
Do you play games?
A little bit, yeah.
I just got a Switch 2 and Donkey Kong Bonanza.
We're going to have a coffee break session.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think I might have pursued that pathway.
Favorite game ever?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the Witcher series.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Love that storyline led action. You know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Cavill getting pulled away as the lead for the series? Have you watched the series?
Yeah. Yep.
You like, not like?
I definitely appreciate it. And I feel sad about him being pulled away.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever listened, this is totally off topic here, but any interviews with him, but he is like an uber geek.
Oh, uber gamer. Yeah. Super nerd.
That was what
Big hunky man, this uber gamer. All right, we're moving quickly here, people. A single origin coffee is wasted on inbuilt grinder home machines. Yeah, to an extent, but even beyond the grinder of just like temperature control and what you can do. I always say with like that level of home machine that's in that under $1,000 bracket, you're not getting as precise with temperatures and that. And that's where when they say single origin, I'm also going to say maybe a little lighter roasted. I'm throwing that in there as well. Little harder to dial in on those home machines. Medium to dark roast is where you can really get some banging shots and uplift that quality is my thought.
I still reckon take him for a spin, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry. You should still do it. It's just you might have to do a bit more work to figure it out.
Yeah. And there is a limit with some equipment that it doesn't allow you to open up everything that a coffee has to offer. That's just the limitations of maybe the machinery, the technology.
And those machines are an entry point, right? Like make your next step looking at a grinder. That's probably one of the best investments that you can make. And you can get some really good flat burr single dosing grinders out there for not that much now. Like we're looking at a better place. You've got like the Timor Sculptors, you've got like the Niche Zeros. Even just like the Barazza Sette isn't like a bad grinder if you don't mind your grinder sounding like a lawnmower in your kitchen. It feels like crap, it sounds like crap, but it works pretty well.
Yeah, the coffee actually tastes pretty good.
Yeah. And the burrs in the Breville machines now, they're like upgraded all of them to the Barazza burrs and that. So you're still getting a decent quality for those. Is weighing my espresso really worth it if it tastes fine? If it tastes fine, you just want to like chuck it through the machine, that's fine. Where scales might help you is with wastage and dialing in time. So not necessarily about getting it tasting way better, but if you know that you're putting 18 in and trying to get a certain amount out, less wastage, your coffee dose isn't changing every time you change grind and throwing it out. So it's more about consistency, I would say.
Yep.
If it's tasting fine and you're happy with it, go for broke.
Yeah, I think it's like if you're changing up your coffee and so you're maybe trying a different recipe, if you want to try something different there, you know, the amount of coffee in to the amount of coffee out, then weighing it is correct. And I mean, look, this is obviously a home focused question. Maybe if you're in the cafe, hell yes, you should be weighing your espresso, only if you want it to be consistent, you know, no biggie.
Well, that's the biggest call, right? It's about consistency in that cafe setting, that every customer should be getting, in an ideal world, the same output every single time. That's the gold rule of what you're aiming for.
Yeah, and even if you're using volumetrics, right, so the programmed kind of pours, those will change and move a little bit over time. Yeah. So you definitely need to reconfirm what your actual yield is.
I have kind of a hot take that's stemmed from this. I reckon my hot take is going to be that you should buy a kilo at a time, nothing less, because of that wastage and that time to dial in. Like we got 200 grams over the weekend and...
Oh, you waste half the bag.
It was gone. It
Yeah.
was absolutely gone. But maybe if I weighed it properly and had a better kind of...
Still hard to dial in if it's a 200 gram thing. It still might take you like my average starting from scratch would probably be like 3 shots before I'm at like drinkable range. So you're wasting 60, around 60 grams of coffee right there just to get to a drinkable stage. 200 gram, you're nearly halfway through your 200 gram bag.
Yeah.
All right, next one we have. Has the Barista Express finally been dethroned with the launch of the new Ninja Luxe Cafe? No, it hasn't, but it's opened up the market more. It's taken a little bit of the stronghold that Breville had. I think they're different machines though, right? The Ninja Luxe is that all-in-one. I could imagine like a share house getting one because it does cold brew, it does filter coffee, it does espresso. The thing that's amazing is the grinder has a scale built in, so it... Yeah, for like a $600, $700 machine or something,
by weight.
It doses it. It's not telling you the weight, but it doses it and it'll measure your output and give you a grind recommendation for changing. So at a pretty cheap machine, that's good. The Breville Barista Express, espresso, milk, that's it.
Yep.
Tastes great. I think that it just pushes every company to be better, to have more competition out there. So I think it's a great thing for the market to push innovation.
I definitely want to try it out.
This one is for you, nerd.
Welcome to Nerd Town.
I run a small cafe. Should I bother getting my staff sensory trained or sensory training?
Yes is the answer for sure.
All right, moving on. No, go ahead.
Well, I think it doesn't need to be super in-depth or like really extensive.
And it's fun.
But it's fun, but it's like what your customers are wanting as a responsibility from you, that you actually know what your product tastes like and it tastes good. It's like saying, I've got some chefs working in the kitchen, but they don't really eat food, or they only eat white bread.
Yep.
It's like you need to know what you're talking about, especially in creating value around coffee, which we've been talking so much about and is so important. Is like if a staff member can't explain how a coffee's going to taste or be able to answer questions, how are they going to kind of promote or educate people in terms of exploring new things?
Oh, and how easily with the knowledge can you turn a customer who's disgruntled, who might leave a bad review, who will never come back, into a customer that's coming in every week? I remember experiences where someone would come up furious, like, this coffee is disgusting. This is horrible. Yeah. Oh, why is it disgusting? Oh, it's sour and it's bitter and it's whatever. And it's like, oh, well, we actually use standard. This is back in the 5 cents a day. We actually use a double ristretto and do this and this and this. What I could do is try to run a bachelor shot, a single espresso, and make a milk for you. Here, I've remade you this coffee. Give this a try. What do you think? Oh my God, that's delicious. That's exactly what I want. Now we've gone from I'm yelling at you, leaving a bad review, to I'm coming back next week. And
exactly.
You just say to them, next time you're in, tell your order that you want a single shot flat white when you do it.
I do have to rewind this though. Did you call that a bachelor shot?
A bachelor shot. Yeah, absolutely.
I have never heard that before.
Oh my God, Liam, this is my lunch delivery. Can you get it for me?
Oh, we've got a lunch.
I got some sushi on the way, baby.
Coffee break, lunch delivery.
Yeah. All right. Last one. What is the most overrated coffee trend right now?
It's not coffee. It's matcha.
Oh, matcha.
I don't know. We almost went into hot take territory here.
Yeah.
But people are discovering matcha left and right. And I don't know. I just think...
Oh, it's good. It's fine in the thing, but I agree with you in like the oversaturation of it is like next level. And I also think people don't even like matcha. They just like syrups because no one's enjoying just the matcha. It's everyone's like, oh my God, I got like strawberry matcha. You like strawberry and milk. You don't like matcha. I can say it does add a nice earthiness, but the majority flavor profile is strawberry.
Well, and it's like when we were talking with Shin on the podcast a couple of episodes ago, and we're talking to him about matcha, and he's like, "This is not matcha. That's not really
matcha do about nothing."
Yeah, nice. You've been working on that one.
My one would be the trend that is annoying me, or the most overrated right now, is all of the coffee tools that home baristas or people on TikTok are using to make their coffee, like WDT, RDT, single dose grinding, weighing it out, measuring the yield. And then they're throwing it in an iced coffee with caramel sauce and vanilla. There's no need for all of that. It's just ridiculous when you're just going to be throwing it in an iced coffee. It adds nothing. Sure, if you enjoy the process, do what you want. But I think you're mainly just doing it for views and clicks and trying to like add process to what you're doing, there is nothing that all of those steps do to make your 12-ounce iced coffee with vanilla and caramel sauce taste better.
Well, that's true. It probably puts a bit of a ceiling on what you're going to actually taste out of the coffee. But you don't want to throw it all out, right? Just you're saying have a limit to how intensive you get with your preparation.
I'm talking about these videos where it's like weighing the beans out, using like a $10,000 grinder, spraying it, and then just like glug, 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 throwing in like sugar syrup. It's just, it's for the clicks, not for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we had Jets in from La Marzocco. One of the coolest things that La Marzocco is doing is launching all of their cool collaborations, if you haven't seen them. Right now, we're going to rank the top 3 La Marzocco home espresso machine collaborations.
All right, hit me.
Coming in at last in third place, we've got the Porsche La Marzocco collab. So we've got it up on the screen here. So this one just feels like 2 brands fighting against each other here. It feels like it's just a little like slapped on. Sure, there might be some Porsche people who think this is really cool, but for the general, I actually think it makes the La Marzocco look cheaper than just a regular La Marzocco. So for me, this one didn't hit, which is a sad miss.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you mean. It looks like they've put some decals on, a little bit of color touch-ups, but doesn't really feel very integrated.
In second, we have the Aimé Lion d'Or, if I said that correctly. This one was coming in around $11,600. This collab is tidy. This is what you want to see. It's all about the precision and craftsmanship, the design from it, both brands working in harmony, and all the little details are perfect. Not only that, but they had like matching cups, they did matching apparel, and everything just looked amazing. This is an absolute win.
It looks pretty sweet. Yep. All of it. It looks so warm and inviting.
Yeah, it looks like your coffee is going to taste better coming out of this thing. But coming in first, number 1 place for La Marzocco collabs, this Rimowa collab is absolutely unbelievable. Look how tidy that looks, all in that one silver. Now, when you think about Rimowa, this is an unexpected collab, but Rimowa is all about like elegance, but also about being made sturdy. And that is exactly what La Marzocco is. This machine looks so beautiful, but also looks like it could be thrown through a brick wall and survive. This is the best machine out there.
This is your pick. I like it. It does look pretty beautiful. It's super minimalist, but when you look at it more and more, the detail and some of the selections of how it's fitted together and those panels on the side.
The side paneling that is the same as the Rimowa iconic paneling. I've got like the poor man's Rimowa. It's a Rimowa, but it's like not the like metal steel one. So yeah, I'm...
If there's a poor Rimowa, you know?
It's all relative.
Do you have any adjustments to that listing? The top 3?
No, I like it. I support that. I mean, I can see this first and the second are very different styles. So, you know, what do you need on your bench at home?
Now, Liam, how are we going time-wise?
Got about 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to rush through this one. I did a bit of a La Marzocco calculator from buying coffee out to having it home, and can it ever be worth it? So, can buying a $10,000 La Marzocco home setup actually save you money in the long run? So let's work it out. If you're drinking, let's say 1.5 coffees a day, and they're about $5.50 each, you're spending $3,011 a year. If you make it at home, a single shot with milk, I've averaged out at about 75 cents with specialty coffee and milk. You spend around $410. So the difference is about $2,600. If you buy a mini and grinder, that is $10,000. So it's going to take you 4 years to pay that off, with hoping there's no servicing and whatever in that range. And if you were to buy the La Marzocco Micra and grinder, that's going to cost you a bit less, and you would pay that off in 3 years. But if you're buying a cheaper machine, like a little Breville with a grinder and built or something, you can probably pay that off in about 4 months. So whichever way you're looking at it, it's a longer investment if you're looking at La Marzocco, and maybe you're doing that one more so for the love of La Marzocco. But if you were to buy a home espresso machine, you could definitely be saving a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's with a measly 1.5 coffees a day. I mean, who only drinks 1.5 coffees a day?
Yeah, you could. I felt if I was to say it more, then people would be like in the comments like, well, that's who's drinking that much coffee?
All of you.
All of you. Everyone listening is drinking that. I'm knocking off an average of 4 a day. Well, how many am I? I'm probably more. I'm doing like 1 to 2 double shots, filter. Yeah, you're probably having like, if you were to count it as like an average drink, it's probably about 5 or 6.
Good numbers.
Anything else?
No, I think that's great. I think I'm all vibed up.
Sorry, I got into a rush as he was like, we've got 3 minutes. I was like, blah, 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 blah.
No, I think it's good. I think that last episode was awesome. Can't wait to hear that in its full entirety. If you haven't jumped on it, get on there now.
Yep.
And as always, we're going to continue to try and make the podcast better and more useful for all of you.
Honk that subscribe.
That's
Answer those
it.
questions
Honk,
on the socials. We want to be that was great answering some of those questions. I
Yeah.
love that. We
Yeah.
want to hear from more of
love
you.
that.
I love that. Liam loves that.
And especially now that we're getting more organized, we can actually put this forward so that we can actually have active questions for our guests coming in.
You're an active question.
Take that. And that is the coffee break, y'all.
Hit us up on all the emails at hello at itsjustcoffeepod.com and on the socials. And as you all know, Liam loves that.
I love that.
Bye.
Oh boy.